Hello everyone, asparagus is in the season, so it's time to use it. I'm gonna teach you my favorite, green asparagus soup with mushrooms. So let's do it.
Let's begin by making our soup. You will need asparagus, onions, spinach, chicken stock, cream, white wine and salt. Like always, I'm not using an exact recipe. You can see how much roughly I'm using, but feel free to adjust the amounts to your taste. Experiment with the wine and cream ratio or add your favorite spices. I start by chopping 2 onions and then I can prepare my asparagus. I set aside a few attractive tips for garnish, which I simply clean with a knife, and then I use a peeler to create few thin slices that I will turn into crunchy chips. To keep them crispy, I place these slices in the cold water. The rest of the asparagus gets roughly chopped. And now let's get cooking. I'm baking by sweating the onions into a mix of oil and butter for a few minutes. I plan to use a fresh garlic, but since I forgot to buy it, I will use garlic powder instead. After a few seconds, I deglaze the pan with white wine, reduce it by half, then add the chicken stock and let it simmer slowly.
So the soup is cooking, and now I can start with my mushroom puree.
I have various kinds of mushrooms here, which enhance the flavor, while you can make this puree with just one type if you prefer. I chop some oyster mushrooms, bato mushrooms, and I have also got shimeji mushrooms. Setting aside a few pieces for later garnish and chopping the rest. Heat the oil in the pot over high heat, then sear the mushrooms with some chopped onions until they develop a nice brown color. While that cooks, let's finish the soup. The onions are soft now, so I add asparagus and cook for 3 more minutes. Next, I pour in the cream, bring it to a boil again. Add spinach and cook it for another minute. I season it with salt now, but you can also adjust it later. The final step is to blend everything until smooth. Pass it through the sieve. Check the seasoning last time and the soup is ready to serve. This soup has perfect thickness and color for me, but feel free to play with the consistency. You can add seasoning, but you can also add more stock or more cream. The mushrooms are beautifully caramelized now, so I deglaze the pan with water just to clean it. You could use wine, but since it's already in the soup and I'm planning to add some lemon juice to the puree, I will stick with water. I season with salt, pepper and cumin seed, and then pour in a generous amount of cream. I let it cook until the cream reduces roughly by half. Once it's reduced, I transfer the mixture to the blender, add fresh lemon juice and blend it until smooth. The puree turns out so smooth that there is no need to strain it this time, so I directly pour it into the serving bottle. The final components to prepare are the vegetables for garnish. I sear the mushrooms on high heat for about 2 minutes, then season them with salt and squeeze of lemon juice right at the end. For the asparagus, I cook them in boiling water for about 1 minute until they are tender. I then cut them in the half, but feel free to leave them whole or slice them differently for various plating styles.
And by the way, if you're passionate home cook and would you like to learn fine dining cooking properly, everything from creativity, cooking techniques, plating and much more, but don't have time or option to travel to different cooking schools, do you want to learn everything from the comfort of your own house with the schedule you need, then my personal coaching would be perfect for you. Apply with the link in the description down below and I will get back to you with more information. And now let's finish the plating.
I begin plating with few pieces of blanched asparagus on the left side of the plate. Next, I add few dots of mushroom puree. Followed by my seared shimeji mushrooms. Then I arrange a few slices of raw asparagus. And finally, I garnish with a few nasturtium leaves. To finish, I pour my beautiful green asparagus soup next to the garnish. So what do you think, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And if you want to learn another cool fine dining soup, check out this video and learn how I can make my cucumber gazpacho at home. Thank you for watching, guys, and I see you soon.